Hi everyone, myself Nitesh. This video of module number 3 water supply engineering and treatment engineering module number 3 part 3, also a part 3. Remember part 1 I already shared, part 2 I already shared. This is part 3 I am going to share, that is subject water supply and treatment engineering module number 3 and part 3 video. Before going to continue with part 3 video, just I'll recall what I did in the part 2 video, so that will be useful for to continuation with the part 3 videos. Okay, so as you know that the last class, that is last video, we discussed module number sedimentation settling. This is of module number 1, module number 3, part 1, sedimentation settling clarification. Here we are discussed about material, how the sedimentation happens, as well as types of settling basins, whether it is intermediate or rectangular, and zones of settling. In that, inlet zone, settling zone, and sludge zone, as well as outlet zone. Type 1, what is the formula derived for type 1 settling under Stokes law condition, and ideal settling theory for the discrete particles, and factor affecting of the sedimentation, design of a primary sedimentation tank, very important concept we discussed, and problem regarding primary sedimentation tank. In that, this is of your part 2 videos, that is problems regarding primary sedimentation tank, as well as design consideration for the primary sedimentation tank. This we discuss in the part 2 videos, as well as design of settling tank with the flow rate of so and so meter cube per hour. So that we discuss in the part 2 videos. Part 3 videos, we are going to discuss one more problem which is related to sedimentation, which will be related to sedimentation. Okay, just we will discuss. I'll read out the problem. That for water purification plant has been estimated as 12 mld. The water purification plant has been estimated that 12 mld. That means the water which is coming to the treatment plant, that is sedimentation tank, 12 mld. What is 12 mld? Design the dimension of the suitable sedimentation tank. They are telling that design the sedimentation tank with a suitable dimension, fitted with a mechanical sludge removal arrangements. So that this sedimentation tank has fitted with a mechanical sludge removal arrangements. So for a raw supplies, assuming detention period is 6 hours, that means the sedimentation in sedimentation tank 6 hour time is given to settle all the settleable particles, and velocity of the flow is 20 centimeter per minute. Okay, so this is the problem which they have given, that is water purification plant has estimated 12 mld. Design the dimension of the suitable sedimentation tank. Okay, so now a quantity of water to be treated, that means in 24 hours, that means 12 mld. 12 mld means 12 million liter per day. That is 12 into 10 to the power 6. Million means 10 to the power 6 liter per day. That is what they have given. I have given, that is quantity of water to be treated in 24 hours. It is 12 into 10 to the power 6 liter. Okay, so that is what we have to treat the water. So if detention time, if the detention time is given for this particular tank, is detention time is how much? That is 6 hours. Detention time is 6 hours. So detention time is 6 hours, and Q is, that is Q, discharge is 12 into 10 to the power 6 liter per day. So that means what is the volume of the tank? volume. The total volume of the tank is V is equal to Q into T. That is discharge into T. That is discharge into T. Q into T. Okay. That is what V is into Q. Discharge is equal to V is equal to Q into T. V into T. Okay. So that is very important concept here. That already we discussed in the last module. That is last part of the video. That is part number 2. That is in the part number 2. So 12 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 24. 12 into 10 to the power 6, 24. 24 if you do per day, it will be converted to hour. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. So that is equal to 24 hours. Correct. So that 12 into 10 to the power 6, 24, that is equal to 500 into 3 into liter per hour, 500 meter cube per hour. So total 6 hour will be there, 500 meter cube hour per hour, 500 into 6, that is total 3000 meter cube. 3000 meter cube, we will get the answer. So that is what your volume, total volume of the tank will be, 3000 meter cube per hour. The capacity of the tank is required, 3000 meter cube. The capacity of the tank is required total 3000 meter cube. So volume of the sedimentation tank will be here. The total volume we got, because we had a discharge, the total incoming water to the tank, as well as we had a time, that is detention time. So total volume we got of 300 meter cube. But here the question is to design the length, breadth, height. That is length, breadth, height of the tank we have to be designed. So for that, velocity of the flow to be maintained in the tank 20 centimeter per minute. That is 0.2 per meter per minute. The length of the tank required is equal to velocity of the flow into detention period. That is 0.2 into 6 into 20. So already the length, because distance is equal to what? Is a simple formula, length. That is, the distance is equal to velocity into time. Already you are knowing that the distance is equal to velocity into time. So that is equal to, the length of the tank is equal to velocity of the flow into detention period. That is, velocity of the flow is 20 centimeter per minute. All the details are in meters. So that is 0.2 into 6 into 60. That is in hour, but it is in minutes. So that is what it is, 60. So the total it will be, velocity of the flow, it will be 0.2 because it is a meter. So instead of centimeter, it will be meter. So it will be converted into meter. So divided by 10 and 60 hours. So 60 hours means 6 hours means 60 multiplied by 60. If you do, it will be converted to minutes. So that is the answer. It is total. It is 72 meters. And the answer is 72 meter. Okay. So that is the length of the tank. We got the length of the tank now. That is 72 meter. The length of the tank is 72 meter. So now we need a breadth and height of the tank. So we got the length of the tank. That is L is equal to 72 meter out of 500. Out of 3000 meter cube, in that we got 72 meter length is for the sedimentation tank. The cross section area of the tank, that means cross section area of the tank, that is length into breadth of the tank, that is B. This is B and this is L. So length into breadth of the tank is equal to, we are cross section of the tank, that is 47. Breadth into height, total breadth into height, that is cross sectional area of the tank is equal to capacity of the tank. Total capacity is 3000, right? Total capacity of the tank is 3000. Length of the tank is 72. If you deduct from the 72, if you just see the figure here, if you deduct out of the volume, if you deduct remove 72, then we will be remaining with B into H. That is what? The remaining 41.627 meter cube for whom? That is for length, breadth into height. That is for breadth into height, correct. So we will assume that water depth is 4 meter. We will assume total water depth is 4 meter. In that 4 meter, if 41.67 divided by 4, you will get remaining things. It is 10.42. That is your breadth. This is, if you take, this is height, the 4 meter water height. The remaining thing, the remaining volume is for breadth. That is remaining length is for breadth. So using freeboard, if you use freeboard, because freeboard is required, if overflow happens, means the water has to be stored, right? For that 0.5 meter is required. For that we are giving freeboard. The total overall depth it will be 4.5 meter. Hence the rectangular cross section will be 72 meter and 10.5. The total 10.4 to 10.5 and 4.5 can be used. This is what your total design dimension of the sedimentation tank. Hope so. Simple, very simple concept. Okay. So we will move for the another problem. We'll move for another problem that is related to sedimentation tank only. Related to your sedimentation tank. That is, just I'll read out the problem. The 2 million liter, remember the 2 million liter of the water per day is passing through a sedimentation tank which is 6 meter widely. 2 million liter of water is passing through a sedimentation tank which is 6 meter widely, 15 meter long and having a water depth of 3 meters. See, in this problem, the problem is mentioned with all the dimension. Okay, the problem is mentioned with the dimension. In the previous problem, the problem is asked for the dimension. Here, it is mentioned with the dimension with the flow rate, that is 2 million liter. So, the question is, find the detention time. The previous problem, in that detention time is given here 6 hours. Here the difference is the problem. Find the detention time. First to be find detention time. That is second one. What is the average rate flow velocity through the tank? The last problem velocity is given. Here you have to find B, that is velocity of the flow. Not settling velocity, velocity of the flow, water flow velocity. If 60 ppm is the concentration of suspended solids presented in turbid raw water, how much dry solids will be deposited per day in the tank, assuming 70% removal in the base and average specific gravity of the deposited as 2? That is question number C. Please understand, if 60 ppm is the concentration of suspended solids, that means your suspended solids has a concentration 60 ppm, 60 milligram per liter, which is present when the water is entering to the sedimentation tank. The question is how much dry solids will be deposited per day in the tank, assuming 70% removal in the base. And in the base, assume that 70% is removal in the base and average specific gravity of the deposit is 2. The deposit particle average specific gravity is 2. So compute the overflow rate. The answer, the fourth question is compute the overflow rate. The capacity of the tank. First question, the find the detention time period. The detention period for A, the detention period is equal to what? Already we discussed in the last detention period. How we will get the detention period? That is, volume of the tank is equal to discharge into T. If you do volume of the, that is T means that is detention period T or detention time T. You can directly take detention time or T, that is detention time. So now we have a length breadth V. V is equal to 15. V is equal to 15 into 6 into 3 is equal to Q. Q is equal to how much? 2 million liter per day. They have given Q is equal to 2 million liter per day. It is coming. 2 million liter means 2 into 10 to the power 6 million liter per day, and this is in meter cube. The volume is in meter cube. That means meter cube. So 1 liter is equal to the note. 1 liter is equal to how much meter cube? That is 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. That means 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liter. Very simple concept. 1 meter cube of capacity is equal to 1000 liters. That we already discussed in the last part number 2. So that is equal to Q is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 10 to the power 3. If you do, you will get it in meter cube multiplied by T. You will get the answer in day. The total T detention time will be in day because total detention time you will get it in day because your answer is 2 into 10 to the power 6 meter cube per day. So then you can convert into hour by divided by, if you do 24, you will get it in hour. So that is total, it is equal to 3.24 hour. You will get the answer. So here you can see 2 into 10 to the power 6 liter per day, 2 into 10 to the power 3 meter cube per day, and 83.3 meter cube per hour. So if you do here one more 24, this 24 if you do, you will get it in directly. Your answer will be get it in hour. Your answer will be get it in hour. Very simple. So 15 into 6 into 3 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 6 into 24 into 3. That is T is equal to 20 total 270. The capacity of the tank is equal to 15 to 60 into 3 is equal to 270, and discharge 83.33. So 3.24 hours is your detention time. That is one first question. Total answer is 3.4 hours. Now the second B is the what question is asked in the B here. Average flow velocity, the velocity of the water. How we will come to know the velocity of the water? That is equal to surface area. The V velocity is equal to surface area of the tank. That is, for example, for this I am giving, for example, this is the tank, this is the length of the tank total. So here this is breadth and this is length. Right. The question is asked here is V. What is V? Velocity, flow velocity. Flow velocity. What is V flow velocity? That is equal to when the water is entering to tank, that is Q, with respect to divided by L, the B which will be spread through, which will be traveled through L into B. First it will try to cover the surface area, then it will start regarding height. Okay, if height is not provided also, it will go to a next tank. If height is provided, then it will be continue with the height to required volume. But here the main concept, velocity flow is equal to that. Already we derived one equation. Flow velocity is equal to Q by B into H. Okay, Q by B into H. So the answer will be Q is equal to 83.33 and B is equal to 6 meter already given and 3. The total average velocity is equal to 7.72 centimeter per second or 4.629 meter per hour. That is what the B, question number B, which has asked flow velocity. Third one, the third question is the quantity of water is passing how much? 2 into 10 the power 6 liter per day. That already we know. Concentration of suspended solid is 60 ppm. So now the quantity of suspended solids entering to the tank, is equal to 60 ppm. See, concentration of the suspended solid is 60 ppm parts per million, or that is equal to 60 milligram per liter. 60 milligram per liter. In 1 liter, 60 milligram of suspended solids will be coming to the sedimentation tank. Then in 1 liter it is 60 milligram per liter. Then in 2 into 10 to the power 6 liter, how much gram it will be deposited? That is total, it is 120. The 120 will be the total quantity of suspended is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 6 into 60 divided by 10 to the power 6, that is equal to 120 liters. So this much capacity or 120 or 0.12 meter cube volume is required. So volume of this much volume of suspended solid will be entering to the tank per day, because 60 milligram per liter, that means so 0.12 meter cube of volume is required to fill the suspended solids of the tank, solids in the sedimentation tank. Average specific gravity of the given material is 2. So density of the deposited material is equal to 2000 kg. Because what? 2000 kg, because 2 into 1000 is 2000 kg per meter cube material. So density of the particle is equal to what? That is specific gravity into 1000, that is 2 into 1000, that is equal to 2000 kg per meter cube. Okay, so mass of the suspended solids deposited with 70% removal per day. The total suspended solids will be deposited 70% removal. So that is equal to volume 0.12 meter cube, that is 0.12 into 0.7, that is 70% into 2000. So 160 kg out of that will be removed or removal. This is the total mass which is generated, that will be removed in the total sedimentation tank. That is volume multiplied by density. After 1 kg, this is the total volume is required for suspended solids. Correct. This is the total volume, and you know that 70% is removal, and density of the solids 2000 kg. 1 meter cube, it will be filled with a 2000 kg. Then 0.2 meter cube of the volume, how much kg it will be? Into 0.7, that is 168 kg. So this is the answer for the C question. Now the question is D, overflow rate. Overflow rate is equal to flow divided by plan area, that is Q is equal to B into L, that is 83.33 into, this is your discharge and this is your surface area. So you will get it in the liter per hour per meter square. 1 meter square in 1 hour, this much liter of the water will be entered to the tank, that is your overflow rate will be, that is Q by B into L, 83.33 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 6 into 15, that is 925.88 liter per hour per meter cube, that is liter, this 10 to the power is added, that means liter, and this is hour, because our 83.33 in hours, you can see here it is meter cube per hour. If you convert into liter, then 83.33 into 10 to the power 3 liter per hour. So liter per hour, because answer should be in the liter per hour, and you are below meter square. So 1 meter square, 1 hour, 920 liters will be capacity will be water is coming to the sedimentation tank. This is the answer of the question. I hope so. This is easily cleared your. Here with one more related problems, that is in continuous flow settling tank, 3 meter deep and 60 meter wide long, in a continuous flow settling tank, 3 meter deep. Continuous flow settling tank means it is a sedimentation tank with the continuous flow having 3 meter deep and 60 meter long. What a flow velocity of the water would you recommend for efficient removal of 0.025 mm particle at 25 degrees Celsius? The specific gravity of the particle is 2.65 and kinematic viscosity, that is R, that is Reynolds number. Kinematic viscosity of the water is to be taken as 0.01 centimeter square per second. So the question is, in the continuous flow settling tank, the height of the tank or the water deep is 3 meter and the total length of the sedimentation tank is 60 meter. Here the question is, what flow velocity would you recommend? Because in that flow velocity, you are almost all the particle which has 0.025 mm dia to be removed before it enter into another tank or before it is ending with the outlet. When it is reaches to inlet, from inlet and to reaches to outlet, it has to be removed almost all the 0.02 mm of the particle in the sedimentation tank. For that, what flow velocity will recommend as well as settling velocity? So that settling velocity formula, as you know, that V is equal to GD square divided by 18R into S minus S, that is density of the particle to the density of the water. If the density of the particle only higher than that of water, then only your particle will be removed, then only your answer will be positive. So G is 981, that is 9.81 is in meter per centimeter square, but 981 in centimeter per centimeter second square. Okay, and D is equal to 0.025 mm, that is in millimeter. When you convert into centimeter, because the gravity is in 981 centimeter, all the things we need to answer should be in the centimeter square, means we need to recommend centimeters. So recommendation of the 0.025 mm is equal to 0.00 divided by 10. If you do, you will get in the centimeter, and this is 981 centimeter square, and this is 2.65. That is specific gravity of the particle. So which is, if the specific gravity of the particle is 2.65, then the density of the particle also is 2.65 meter. That is 2.65 minus minus S1, the specific gravity. specific, this is density of the particle, and this is density of the water. Density of the water is 1. Okay, this is density of the water is 1. This is 2.65. That is 18 into 0.01. This is the your 0.01 is your kinematic viscosity. That is total answer is, if you do calculation with a calculator, you will get the answer is 0.06562. 0.0562. So that is V is equal to 981 into 0.02.5 square into 18 into 0.01 divided into overall into 2.65 minus 1. You will get the answer. It is settling velocity. So now flow velocity is equal to 0.05. This is the this formula I gave, that is 0.0562 into length by height. If you take, you will get the flow velocity. So the question is asked, with this particular velocity, this much you have to provide 1.35 centimeter per second of the flow velocity. If you maintain, then only your 0.025 mm of the die of the particle will be removed before it going to next tank. So settling of the tank should not be more than 1.35 centimeter per second. It should be 1.35 centimeter per second. So V is equal to 0.0562 into 60 divided by 2. So just we'll go to previous slides. Here V is equal to 0.0562 into L by H. So total answer is 1.35 centimeter per second. So that this if you provide this 1.35 centimeter per second, then only your all the particle which has a diameter 0.025 mm will be removed. So this will be helpful to be design the tank, sedimentation tank. So we have discussed here varieties of the numericals or problems which related to sedimentation tank, starting with 1 as well as 2 with the different specifications, 3, 4, 5 as well as 6 related problems which is to sedimentation tank has been discussed. So you can, any doubts regarding this, you can give a comment on the comment box. We'll go to another topic which is related to in the sedimentation tank, because that is coagulation and flocculation. Which is coagulation and flocculation. What is coagulation and flocculation? As of the very important topic, which is what coagulation and flocculation. What is coagulation? Why coagulation is required? What is flocculation? See, in the sedimentation tank, what we discussed in the part 1 as well as part 2 videos, in the sedimentation tank, all the particle cannot be removed, only plain sedimentation tank. If you provide a plain sedimentation tank, we cannot remove all the set particles, only settleable particle under gravity or the under gravitational force, which are the particle will settle its own gravity. That means the denser than the water, which is water has denser than the particle has a denser than water, then only the particle will be collected, or it will be go to bottom of the sedimentation tank, not all the particle. So in this way, remaining particle will be under suspension or under dissolved or under in the colloidal form, or suspended or in the colloidal form. So for this we have to form a flock. We have to make a flock. We have to make them dense. We have to make them dense. How to make them dense? Because we cannot remove only the particle which is settled. We have n number of types of the particle which comes to a sedimentation tank. When we take the water from the river has a river or any source of the water which has varieties of solids. There are settlable solids which has river. The source has settlable solids, suspended solids, total solids, volatile solids, fixed solids, dissolved solids. So only a settlable solids under its own gravity can be removed in the plain sedimentation tank. The rest of the solids have to make them flock, or we have to make them more denser than the water. So how we can make that is only by adding a coagulant. Only by adding the coagulants. Coagulant will make the particle will be more denser by its action, by its electromagnetic action. It will be trapped, or it will be trapping the impurities. The coagulant forms the precipitate. It will precipitate and trap the impurities and make denser, and it will, if particle makes denser than the water, obviously it will be going to settle. So that is what coagulation and flocculation. So for that we have some criteria we are going to discuss in this part 3 video, including a problem as a few regarding coagulation and flocculation part. So here the successive steps intended to overcome forces stabilizing the fine suspended particle, that is, as well as colloidal particle, allowing the particle collision and growth of the flock. That is what coagulation. Say if you coagulant this is impurities which are under suspension, which is not able to settle its own gravity. So what to do kind of particle? If you add coagulants, coagulant form precipitates and trap the impurities, make them arrest it. It will arrest all the particle and they will make the denser and try to settle at the bottom. That is called coagulation, or coagulation, sedimentation with added coagulation we can call it. So here one topic is there, particles in the water. One is dissolved solids, that is 1 nanometer, that is less than around 10 to the power 6 mm. We can call it as 10 to the power 6 mm in the size. You can see here microns in the figure. You can see this is dissolved, this is colloidal, this is settlable or suspended, or you can say as it as a settled. So here you can see removed by coagulation. This in this figure you can see. So 10 to the power 5, 10 to the power 4, minus 5, minus 4, 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 1, and 1 and 10 and 100 microns. Okay, microns, and so on. Size in the particle millimeters. So this is millimeters. This is microns. Okay. So now it is removable. This here the particle which has given, this is has to be removed in the using of the coagulation. So dissolved solid is electrically charged and it can interact with the water. So they are completely stable and will never settle out in the water, not visible even with the microscope. See, some of the solids, for example, some of the solids which cannot be removed, dissolved solids in the plain sediment or in the sedimentation tank, or else why? Because they are under 10 to the power minus 6 mm, 10 to the power minus 6 or till that. So electrically charged and can interact with the water. It cannot be seen in the microscope. It's not visible in even with a microscope because it is dissolved in water. Right. That is a dissolved solid. And what is colloidal solids or not settleable solids? That is 1 to 1000 nanometer. It's up to 1 nanometer, that is 10 to the power 6 minus 6 millimeter. That is one dissolved solid. And colloidal solids will be like it is up to 1 to 1000 nanometer. That is on 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter. Do not dissolve in the water, but they do not dissolve although they are electrically charged. The particles are so small they will not settle in the water and cannot be removed by filtration alone. Can be seen only high powered microscope. And suspended or settleable solids 10 to the power 3 mm. Here you can see 10 to the power 3. Here you can see. The larger particle that can be seen through the ice. These are usually suspended by buoyant or viscous forces in the water, may settle or float. In non-flowing water also this can be removed by simple filtration. This is the type of solids which enters to the sedimentation tank, because our nature has a variety of solids in the in the earth. For example, we are taking example of river. For source is river. So then river has runoff, surface runoff. River will take surface runoff, as well as lake joining or any other tributaries will be going to join to the river. So in the rainy season or in other rainy season, especially if you consider, there is a number of solids will be going to join. You can see most of the river will be in red in color. That means it is under high turbid. So condition that we have to remove the particles in the sedimentation as well as coagulation only, and some of the particles will be in filtration. Okay, we'll go to next slide, that is settling behavior of the particle. What is settling behavior?
back to the RNA DNA representer. ಇದರ ಕಾಲು RNA DNA ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೈರಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅದು ಬಹಳ
Okay. There is a small lag over a technical issue, so no problem. We'll just continue with the settling behavior of the particle in the water. That is the slide which I am going to explain. Colloidal, what is the behavior of the particle in the water? So see, colloidal impurities in the surface water cause the water to appear turbid or may import color. The colloidal impurities in the surface water cause the water to appear turbid or import. See, if the colloidal particles are there in the surface water, I just now I told that color variations will be there. You can see the turbid red in color or mud color. As a colloidal particle do not settle by gravity. See, they are difficult to separate from water through a simple settling or filtration. They are difficult to settle by its own gravity. For them, the most common approach adopted, especially colloidal particles, the most common approach is adopted to aggregate the colloidal so that they grow in the size and settle, which is commonly achieved through coagulation and flocculation. So are you getting a point? Colloidal impurities of the surface, you can see especially in the red, which is not able to settle. Because it's dense, less denser. Most common approach adopted aggregate colloidal, so they grow and size and settle, which is commonly achieved only through coagulation and flocculation. Okay, so we'll go to next slide. That is, what is a destabilization or coagulation? What is one more word called coagulation? Destabilization. Reduce the forces acting to keep the particle apart after they contact each other. That is lower repulsion forces. Lower repulsion forces. That is the reduced forcing acting to keep the particle apart. They contact to each other. That is lower repulsion forces. Chemical addition. That is rapid mixing. Pinpoint flow formation. Okay. This is, in this way we can achieve the coagulation or destabilization. How? The chemical addition or rapid mixing or pinpoint floc formation. What is flocculation? Then we are giving the coagulation. We are adding coagulant. Okay. Then what is the flocculation? Is a process of bringing destabilized colloidal particles together to allow them and aggregate to size where they are settled by gravity. That is slow mixing or floc growth or increased diameter. This is the duty of flocculation. That is process of bringing destabilized colloidal particles together to allow them and aggregate to a size where they will settle by gravity. Okay. So that is destabilization as well as flocculation. One is reduce the forces acting to keep the particle apart if they contact each other, and process of bringing the destabilized colloidal particle which make them aggregate to size and will helpful settle by gravity. That means we are increasing the diameter or will make them one by one attacking together by giving the proper flocculation. That is slow mixing or floc growth. Why coagulation is required? Why coagulation is required? We can go for a sedimentation tank, isn't it? Why we are going to? We have a filtration after coagulation, sedimentation tank. Why we need a coagulation? Is it unnecessary or we have to keep in all the treatment plants? Even after sedimentation, some finely divided particles, even after sedimentation, some finely divided particles such as clay, coloring or the matter which are held in the suspension, this will be removed. These are removed only if their size is increased by using chemical compounds. See, even after sedimentation, even though we are discussed problems, we can remove almost settleable particle its own gravity removed. So now some of the fine particle, finely divided, which such as clay or coloring matter, are held in suspension. Just take one glass of water and take one beaker. In that, take one clay mixed water. Just take 1 spoon of clay and mix. Take 100 ml of take 1 liter of glass beaker. In that fill 500 ml of water, 500 to 800 ml of water. Then take 1 to 2 spoon of clay and mix it well. Give a detention time around 2 hours. After that, you see if all particles are settled, that is called sedimentation or sediment settling basin in settling process. If not, if you can see still color is there in the water or turbid is there in the water, that means it is not able to settle by its own gravity, even if you give the time. That means you have to go for a, there is a removed only, increased using some chemicals. We have to increase the size. That means chemical compounds. These are removed only giving the proper size. Now in coagulation, coagulants are added, the particles are made to settle down by neutralization. That is a simple process. Okay, we'll go to our next slide, another slide. That is, what are all the factors that affect the coagulation? What are all the factors which affect the coagulation? So what, first one, the dose of the coagulant. 1 minute. That is dose of the coagulant. First one, dose of the coagulant. How, for example, you are giving the coagulation. Now coagulation means what? You are adding some chemical compounds. How much you have to add? That is also a one factor, very important, dose. How much dose you have to add? How much dose of the chemicals you are going to add? If it excess, what happens? If it decreases, what happens? For example, if it excess or if it is decreased, you cannot achieve the proper sedimentation. You cannot achieve the proper sedimentation. The dose should be correct. For that, we have to go for a laboratory jar test or the laboratory test performance. What is the dose to give for particular type per day, particular type of the solids? When the water is, which is, for example, every day in the treatment plant, if you take any treatment plant, water which is coming from the river or any sources will be different, as every day it will be not same. Day by day water quality will be changes, human activity are changed, or natural activity will be changes. So the water which is entering to the sedimentation tank from the surface sources will be different. So day by daily there will be a laboratory test for the dose of the coagulant. Based on that only we can achieve. And what type of coagulant we are using, and what forms of the coagulant, what type of coagulant we are going to use, or what forms of the coagulants, whether it will be efficient enough to withstand with all the parameters, or whether it is able to achieve 100% removal of the efficiency. So that is also matters when the factors which is affecting the coagulation process. And one more concept, it is types of mixing, because when we add a coagulant, that is chemical compound or coagulant, which has to be reach all the molecules of the water. That means the particle wherever in the water surfaces or water molecules, it has to be reached. For that you have to give proper mixing. Correct. Proper mixing is required. That mixing, how you are giving, what type of mixing is used, or what type of feeding, whether you are using chemical is dry feeding or wet feeding. Okay, what type of feeding we are going to give, whether you are giving wet, that is also matters when the affect the coagulation. Then pH value. Yes, pH value, because may varies. If the acid is more, then it may react with your coagulants, as well as it may alkaline also may react or may not. So that is also a fact. And temperature,
matters, and impurities, type of impurities, and what time you are giving to settle. This many, these many do factors that affect the coagulation. Dose of the coagulant, types of the coagulant, forms of the coagulant, type of mixing and type of feeding, and pH values, temperature, impurities, and time. Very important factor. So the dose is tested by laboratory, and this is tested by efficient, how much efficient, what type, if you use a particular type of coagulant. For example, Al2SO4 will be the one of the best dose, that is a chemical compound, will remove effectively, we can say. So type of mixing and type of feeding, pH value, temperature, which is very important, that factor which affect the coagulation. Okay. Now, what are the what types of coagulant is available? So what we can not available, as well as we can use alum. This is very one of the important and majorly we are using in India. Almost all not only India, worldwide we are using. This is one of the major important. Majorly we are using this alum dosage, that is aluminum sulfate. You can say Al2SO4 thrice 18H2O. That is a type of coagulant that is called aluminum sulfate, Al2SO4 thrice 18H2O, and it's also called as alum. And ferrous sulfate, that is FeSO4 7H2O, and one more is chlorinated copper, that is FeSO4 thrice plus FeCl3, sodium aluminate Na2Al2O4, and magnesium carbonate MgCO3. These are the common types of the coagulant which is used for coagulation or sedimentation with added coagulation. Added means this kind of coagulant we are using, adding to the water to remove the colloidal particle which is not able to settle under its own gravity even after the certain period of detention time. Okay, so these particles will be removed by only after adding this chemical compounds. Okay, so in today's class, in this particular part number 3, we are discussed three related problem of sedimentation. One is this one, as well as one is another type, as well as one more, this one. So after that, coagulation and flocculation. In that discussion is particles which enter into the water, what type of particle, and behavior of the particle in the water. Coagulation and flocculation, what is coagulation and what is flocculation we discussed, and why coagulation is required, and factor affecting the coagulation and type of coagulant. In coming class or coming lectures, we are going to use description of alum and advantages and disadvantages of alum and laboratory jar test on particularly on that basis. So now we are going to finish today's lecturing of an hour. Thank you. very much. Thank you.